Red bird rustles. I was just talking about this the other day with I think it was Kid Voodoo. It had to have been because we were talking. I was just bragging the other day that I'm moderately ambidextrous, and it shows the lie because I have to think really hard. Anyway, hello, welcome to my, oh no, the chair squeaks, shit, I'll figure it out. Welcome to my temporary shooting space. I'm really sorry to anyone who's going to be driven crazy by the blue screen being, I cannot get this damn thing to stand up straight, but then we're all a little bent here, so it'll be okay. I forget the last thing I said. Shit. Oh well, the punchline is, cut the shit, cut the stories of my personal history. This month is, for those of you that don't know, it is National Novel Writing Month, which is a bit of a misnomer because, the thing that Chris Bawdy and his friends came up with in California all those years ago has become a bit of an international event. But, yeah, this month is all about 30 days and nights of literary abandon. So, tonight, or whenever you happen to be listening to this, I am going to write you guys a story, and then I'm going to read it to you. You know, salient, thematically appropriate. You know me and how I love my dice, so the way we're going to fit this into a half-hour, 20-minute video is, instead of me sitting here and umming and just leaving the camera roll while I try to come up with a story, I thought I would use, since stories need characters and stories need stakes, I thought I would use my Dungeons and Dragons books and roll dice just to get the story finished without having to think too hard. I'm going to need you to shove off, my beautiful. Where did you go? Stay there. I swear, I cracked a joke to Sage the other day, Whisper Wind ASMR, that we would have to start a drinking game with her fiction. And I swear, my channel's drinking game is going to be, is going to include the rule to take a sip every time I say, I don't remember what was the last thing I said. I think this video is just going to have a cut for every time I adjust. Because my chair squeaks so much. Anyway, let's just get right into it. I have for for us a cheat sheet with all of the page numbers, so this doesn't take too long at the beginning, and we can get straight to the story later. But I have for us, I don't know which way is going to catch on camera, but I got us a new notebook just for this. Just for these two. I'm doing two. I'm doing this one with my D&D books, and then I'm doing another one. I have these things called story cubes that my son's godmother actually got for him, but we'll see if that goes any faster than this. Let's get started. First, we have to make a character. So we're starting in the player's handbook, where we have all of the races and classes. I'm not going to give this dude, whoever they end up being, I'm not going to give them stats or anything. That's not the point of these dice. Well, I have it listed. We are going to roll a d10 to pick the race. The third race. 1, 2, 3. Our when does this guy start? There we go. What's today's date? I always check my phone for the date, and I'm using my phone to film. You should always date your notes, by the way, for future biographers. I think it is this day. Dice plus page turning. Bedtime story. Oh, I hope this picks up on the mic. These are really creamy pages. They're not as rough as I thought they were going to be. So our character's race is a halfling. Every fall. For a class, we're going to roll a d12. The fourth class. Oh, wait. We have to pick halfling names. I'm going to pick from the family names and address our character as they, them, oh, wait, no. I was going to flip a coin for gender later. Okay, let's roll. No, I wasn't. I was going to roll a d3 to see if they're male, female, or non-binary. But they're a girl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm going to roll a d20. If it lands on 19 or 20, I'll just roll again. 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Her name is Trim. Gender. Femme. I keep forgetting I have lipstick on. And it's plumping, so it's all like sticky. Name. Trym. I know this is considered unprofessional, but I think I'm going to move the task cam closer. Okay, her name is Trym Trim. And I rolled for gender. Now we are going to flip to page 121. To get her height and weight. Halfling starts at 2'7" plus 2d4. And she's, the only option they give us for weight is she's just going to be 35 pounds. I hope she's not too tall. 3, 1, so 2'7" plus 4 inches. So 2'11". 2'11". 35 pounds. I don't know why that matters though. I just wanted to roll. I have to pick her alignment, and I'm going to roll 2d3. So it's going to go 1 lawful, 2 neutral, 3 chaotic, and then 1 good, 2 neutral, 3 evil. Gotta be so careful. Can you tell I do this every day? Neutral, evil. That's fine though. The fun thing about D&D alignments is evil people don't actually have to do neutral, evil. Don't actually have to do evil things. Where do I go next? Background. I'm rolling 2d12. There are 13 backgrounds, and I wrote in a little rule here. I'm going to roll the d12 twice and half it, unless it lands on a 1 and a 12. Then I'm going to count as 13 and pick the final background. 4 plus 9 is 13, halved and rounded down, because in D&D you always round down, except for hit points, I think. Don't quote me. 13 halved and rounded down is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She was a guild artisan. Her guild business, we get to roll a d20. 6. She was a cartographer. Her personality trait. 6. I like, to talk at length about my profession. D6 for her ideal. 1, community. Oh, but that's lawful. She rolled neutral. Do we listen to... Okay, heads is the dice, tails is... Heads is the previous dice, tails is this dice. Tails is this dice, so her ideal is community. It says, it is the duty of all civilized people to strengthen the bonds of community and the security of civilization. Hopefully I remember that when I'm writing the story. Her bond. 4. She pursues wealth to secure someone's love. Buddy, you need better friends. And her flaw, 5. I would kill to acquire a noble title. Oh boy. Shoot. Excuse me. Did I roll her class? I didn't roll her class. How silly. It's a D12, a 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. She's a rogue, so that tracks. Which means I think that she starts with light armor, what's her proficiencies? Where's her starting equipment? Leather armor, so I don't have to pick that. I have to pick a rapier or a short sword. I'm going to give her 2 short swords, leather armor, Burglar's Pack, Dungeoneer's Pack, or Explorer's Pack. What do you think, fellas? We rolled for that one? Let's roll. Dungeoneer's Pack. Two daggers. And thieves' tools. And I wanted to give her a trinket, which is on page 160. And for that we roll a d10 and a d percentage. 74. She gets a fan that, when unfolded, shows a sleeping cat. How long have we been going? Okay, well, luckily, that was everything we needed out of the Player's Handbook anyway. Out of the Dungeon Master's Guide, we are going to go to page 18. And figure out the form of government our friend Trim exists under, which is another D100, which we cheat with a D percentage and a D10. 77. An oligarchy. A small number of absolute rulers share power, possibly dividing the land into districts or provinces under their control, or jointly ruling together. A group of adventurers who take control of a nation together might form an oligarchy, the Free City of Greyhawk. Blah, 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 blah. Faerun details. We don't have to exist in Faerun. We're making our own shit up. 7. World-shaking events. This is the inciting incident for our friend Trim. 9. Prediction, omen, or prophecy. Extinction. Prediction, omen, prophecy. Let's say omen. Omen. Sure wish I had my phone. I'm playing in a Monster of the Week campaign currently, and I'm playing a summoned, and it has a handy-dandy list of different portents of the apocalypse. Let's just give her the same one Turla has, which is unpredicted eclipse and red sun for a week. Next is the result of the event. Oh, because the other ones have tables. Page 73, 2d20. I love the notes I leave for myself. Do you ever leave yourself notes and then think, what the fuck? Page 73. Okay, we're going to say, okay, she's going to go on an adventure. We're going to keep it short and simple. Somebody gave her a job as the map maker. That makes sense. So the goals, once she gets to the wilderness, 11, hunt a specific monster. So, map for specific monster. She's going to find a dungeon instead, and the dungeon goals, 18, parlay with a villain in the dungeon. It says I have to do all of page 74. The person who hired her, 12. Hired by respected elder. Her personal goal while on this trip, salvage an object of good. Salvage from lost caravan. Adventure ally. With her, she is going to have an inexperienced adventurer. Asked friend along. And then we're going to do the adventure villain 2. You can't really reason with an aberration, but we'll try. Aberration bent on destruction. a sniff. All right, my notes say I need to go to page 79 for a framing event. A framing event for what? Again, love the notes I leave myself. 91, tournament. I can make that work. Page 80 is a twist. Roll a d10. 9. Oh, a lot of 9s. The adventurers must cooperate with a known enemy to achieve the goal. Oh man. Must cooperate with 81 is a side quest, which is a d8. 4. It was sitting on a 6 and I rolled a 6 and I hate that. Rescue a captive. A fitting side quest. What's on page 94? Bird? The villain's scheme. Oh. Okay. Oh, I like this chart. Okay, so we're going to roll another d8. Get a 5. And now I have to roll a d4. Okay, the villain's scheme. Is passion. And his passion, he wants to prolong the life of a loved one. Which is weird for an aberration, but I'm not going to judge. Prolong life loved one. And on page 144, I think starts the magic item tables. It does. Let's stock this quest. There's a bunch of D100 rolls. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you know they make there is actually a set of like off-numbered dice that's like D5, D13, D15. What did I say? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Please tell me there are 12. That'd be perfect. There are 9. Okay, so we'll do the same thing we did with the backgrounds, where I'm going to roll the d8 twice, and if it's a 1 and an 8, I'll use Magic Table I. 4 plus 5 is 9. Half rounded down is 4. So we're using Magic Item Table D, which is short and sweet. Oh, they're in my hand. You ever do that thing where you're getting ready to leave the house and you're on your phone with somebody and you're like, okay, now I just need to find my phone. 6 and a 10 is 70. Shh. A potion of that'll be fun for a halfling. We have a potion of flying. Very nice. And that is all the stuff I needed to write down before I wrote the story. Yeah. does come a point where, like, the details get a little spotty, and I'm going to be making up the wording of things on the fly. This is what we came up with. Once upon a time, there was a halfling named Trim. She came from a mundane family of cartographers, but was hell-bent on one day changing her own fate and that of her family by any means necessary. While at a yearly tournament, she noticed a respected elder of their clan chatting up a young and pretty acolyte of a rival cartography guild. Trim overheard him telling the rival, Scarlet, that the eclipse that had happened the week before and had led to the red sun under which their men now jousted and sparred portended the return of the cursed fiend, the Jibber-Jabber, and it needed to be stopped. He needed a skilled cartographer to go out into the wilderness and mark the boundaries of the Jibber-Jabber's territory. Don't you love when you can't read your own handwriting? Territory for the winners of the tournament. Trim used every wile available to her to catch the elder's attention, coyly eyeing him over the edge of her fan, which was decorated with a sleeping cat. He waved her over and told her the same story as he told Scarlet. She talked up her own skills, saying how only someone from her own guild could possibly make a map accurate enough to get a party of warriors to where the villain had their lair. Scarlet, seeming an empty-headed and flip-skirted sort, ruined everything by suggesting they maybe go together, since there was, of course, safety in numbers. Trim vowed to kill her for her interference. Perhaps. No one invited you. Come here. I know. Come here. Psst. Why are you the interferingest baby? Why? I'm trying to read them a bedtime story. Go curl up on their chest. Get, go. Get down. Ma'am. I forget where I was. Perhaps she had made things better after all, since if Trim could make her return with a story of how she tragically lost her companion making the map, the respected elder would marry her into his clan. On the way out there, however, Scarlet turned all of Trim's expectations of her on their ear. Scarlet had heard of an attacked caravan with leftover treasure and suggested they went and looted it for the different potions that it was supposed to hold. Scarlet impressed Trim with her ability to get into the chests and the wagons of the attacked caravan. And Trim began to consider leaving her alive. But out of the bushes, out of nowhere, while Scarlet was still on top of a wagon and Trim was hidden behind its side, the foul fiend, the Jibber-Jabber, burst out of the bushes across from them, grabbed Scarlet, and ran off. Trim pursued the villain, not noting their whereabouts, but knowing she had to get Scarlet back. It was one thing for it to be her idea, but for another, that wasn't okay. She followed the jibber-jabber back to his lair, and while they were bargaining for Scarlet, he told her of his love stranded in the abyss. I think aberrations come from the abyss. Oh well. He told her of his love who was stranded in the abyss and who needed a mortal body to join him on this plane. While the villain was distracted, a team of brigands broke into the jibber-jabber's lair and stole Scarlet right out from under both of them. Trim negotiated to work with the aberration to retrieve the sacrifice, since Trim wanted Scarlet out of the way anyway, for the heart of the respected elder, she said. Because to be an expert map maker, Trim needed to also be an expert tracker. She tracked the brigands to their own lair, and on their way in, Trim's and the aberrations, they met Scarlet in the middle while she was killing her way out, and Trim was again impressed. Oh, how did I spin this in my head when I wrote it down? Shit. Anyway, the punchline of this story is that Scarlet and Trim are going to turn on the aberration, kill them themselves instead of waiting for the adventurers, and then they returned back to their village with no map, but enough riches between the two of them for Trim to buy a title and a ring with which to propose to Scarlet. Because killing, while it is effective, it doesn't build community. And that's how I went through, and I checked off everything. So I hope it was relaxing to at least some of you. I know a lot of people like to be read to. It was what I could come up with on the fly, knowing that my phone likes to, cut footage off halfway through. But yeah, I hope my nerves didn't make it too incomprehensible. And I hope you were thrilled and relaxed and sent confidently off to sleep. So I wish you sweet sleep and fun adventures in your dreams with hearts and kisses and respect. Bye. myself some